Violence is everywhere. It's there even when we don't realize it. We try our best to protect children from violence, to preserve their innocent minds. But we can't always be there to protect them, especially when some social norms consist of violence. At that point, parents are helpless in preventing their children from the exposure to violence. Today, I am here to persuade you that the Star Spangled Banner should be banned from sporting events. Most of you probably have not even questioned our national anthem because we have grown up listening to it, whether it is at school, before sporting events, or on television. But if you really listen to the lyrics, you will realize how violent the words are and even the instrumental that goes with it. I have listened to the song numerous times and have done extensive research on this topic. Now I will share with you the history of the Star Spangled Banner, that the anthem's words are too violent, the anthem conveys a militaristic symbolism, the anthem is too difficult to sing, and respond to some opposing views. First, I'm going to tell you about the history of the Star Spangled Banner. It was a poem originally written titled Defense of Fort McHenry by Francis Scott Key in 1814, who was a lawyer and a slave owner. Key wrote the poem after witnessing the British bombarding of Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. According to the National Museum of American History, on September 14, 1814, U.S. soldiers at Baltimore's Fort McHenry raised a huge American flag to celebrate a crucial victory over British forces during the War of 1812. In October 14, a Baltimore actor sang the song at a local tavern, calling the song the Star Spangled Banner, which was ironically accompanied with a British tune called To Anacreon in Heaven. The song gained popularity during the 19th century, and on July 27, 1889, Secretary of Navy Benjamin F. Tracy made the Star Spangled Banner the official tune to be played at the raising of the flag. In 1916, President Woodrow Wilson ordered the song to be played at military occasions, and for the first time the song was played at the World Series game in 1918. On March 3, 1931, President Herbert Hoover signed a congressional resolution and the song became the national anthem of the United States. Now that we know the history of the Star Spangled Banner, let's look at the meaning behind the lines. The anthem's words are too violent. The most memorable lines involve rockets and bombs, and the lesser-known verses are as violent. Some examples are through the perilous fight, meaning dangerous fighting, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, meaning bombs and rockets exploding, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes, meaning where the ship of arrogant enemy waits in dreadful silence. According to Fox News in 2011, Goshen College in Indiana banned the playing of the Star Spangled Banner at sporting events because the national anthem's words are too violent. In the article, Why the Star Spangled Banner Makes Sports More Violent, Monica Rice reports on a research study conducted at Kansas State University, where researchers looked at the positive and negative responses stimulated by music lyrics. The study consisted of participants listening to songs, including the Star Spangled Banner, and completing a survey either before or after listening to the songs. The preliminary findings showed that the patriotic songs made listeners significantly close-minded and prejudiced. One of the researchers stated that once participants were in a patriotic view, they were less empathetic and they didn't put themselves before others' perspectives. Also, the anthem conveys a militaristic symbolism. Key wrote the poem after witnessing the Battle of Fort McHenry between the British and Americans. According to John Blosser, an art professor at Goshen College, it's obviously about a battle, it's rather violent, and it's about using violence to conquer, and that would be something that many people here would oppose. A National Review article states that national sports journalist Kevin Blackstone objects to the singing of the national anthem before games because it is a war anthem. Blackstone further commented on the sports panels, "You are conflating a war anthem with a simple game." According to The Blaze, a news site, Blackstone argued, "If our lawmakers don't sing it every day to begin with, spectators of a mere sporting event shouldn't be forced to sit through it." He went on to argue that a lot of people do not want politics to have anything to do with sports. He defended his argument by suggesting songs like "America the Beautiful" and "God Bless America" to be sung in replacement of the Star Spangled Banner during sports games. Now, I will talk about the anthem being too difficult to sing. According to radio host Bill Press, the national anthem is just absolutely monumentally unsingable, and it's an abomination. Professional singers like Christina Aguilera, Michael Bolton, and Anita Baker have butchered the song by missing a note, forgetting a line, or mangling some line. Many singers that had to perform the song have just lip-synced the anthem as well. For example, Beyoncé lip-synced the anthem during her performance at President Barack Obama's second inauguration. Now that we know the truth behind our national anthem, let's address some concerns you may have with banning the Star Spangled Banner at sporting events. Like Goshen Councilman Paulin, you may believe that banning the national anthem at sporting events is anti-American. Lance claims, "It really hurts. The national anthem is the American way. Instead of living here in Goshen, they should go down and live in Cuba or Iran, then come back and see if their attitude has changed." My rebuttal is, Professor Bolser from Goshen College argued, "This is not an anti-patriotic thing. It does not make us communists just because we take a stand against that particular point of view." Like NBC Sparks' Rick Chandler, you may think we are giving back our nation to the British if we ban our national anthem. He claims, "I suppose we have followed the example of the monuments and simply fled giving the nation back to the British, but then we'd all be playing a game of cricket." My rebuttal is, Goshen College President Jim Brenneman argued, "I invite others to join us at Goshen College as we make peace in all of its forms, even with the national anthem." Today, I have shared with you numerous reasons to support the banning of our national anthem at sports games. Because it contains violent lyrics, it has wartime roots, it's difficult to sing, as well as responding to claims of anti-patriotism. Please rise for the banning of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you ban the Star Spangled Banner?